Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the It's What We Do podcast. And once again, it's your co-hosts Hen and John. And well, before we get started today, usually we get into the news. We're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what our main topic is going to be today, which is romantic comedies.
What the, who likes these movies? Actually, like thinking about it, it's like I never be like. When have you ever heard about like a rom-com breaking the box office, or like a lot of people talking about it on Monday going into work or into school or whatever you're going to?
I don't know, man. Did you see The Fault in Our Stars the last week, man? That thing was crazy.
Oh wait. But was it a rom-com?
Oh no, actually. Oh man, I stand corrected. That's just a straight romantic movie.
Yes, sir.
Which I loved.
It is a good,
by the way.
Same as well. I read the book just to say the book was better. I love doing that, but I always read the book just to say that. Psst. Little insight on me and everything, but yeah, just rom-coms. Love them or hate them, I hate them. But we're gonna be talking about them soon. And then right before we get into all that, though, we just want to get into the news going on right now. Just started off our news segment for this week. Dune is gonna start filming in July. Dune Part 2. The first one was a masterpiece. It was cinema, and I want to see it. And the sooner it comes out, the sooner I'll be happy and everything. I want to see that big ass worm in action.
Yeah, the sandworm. Actually, it kind of reminds me of the well, it was like the sandworm, right? It reminds me of the one thing from Mando.
Yeah, well, Star Wars in general.
Yeah, they took it from that, right?
Oh, you're talking about that one thing. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think it's very, exactly. I didn't think about that.
And I had confused it because I thought the Sarlacc pit was also like kind of like the sandworm, but I guess it's not, right?
Yeah, kid. Well, it doesn't move, but then like I know there's photos of its like how it looks physically, like underground and stuff like that, but it doesn't move or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a weird creature to start with. I was happy when they killed that shit.
Yeah, it took him getting the Tuskens and everyone together.
It takes a village.
Yeah.
And then just going over, I think this is one of our biggest news of the week. Disney, Warner Bros. And the Discovery deal is done. It has been completed. And then there's already talks about how I said Disney when I meant to say Discover. Warner Bros. And Discover. My apologies.
It's actually big news.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what they're gonna come up with. You know how all of them have like their own originals or whatever.
Yeah.
So it'd be exciting to see what they do.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing that it touches up on us a lot, because we talk about this a lot, is what they want to do with their DC universe. They want to revitalize their series or their whole movie category and everything. And then one of the big names that came up was Superman, about what they want to do that. They said revitalized, and a lot of people are thinking that means they want to reboot Superman, which at the moment there's nothing confirmed or anything like that. So we have to see how things go with that. I have no problem with seeing another Superman, but I just want to see Henry Cavill get in there again. Salut. I want to see Superman get in there again.
Do you think that it's gonna be well, you say Henry Cavill.
Yes.
Are they talking live or are they talking
We're talking live. We're talking about the DCEU.
Okay.
And so it's
awesome then.
Yeah, but then no, they're not talking about Superman. They're talking about just revitalizing. And the rumors go, it's that they want to reboot it. The reboot, Superman has been in effect for a while now. There was something going on with JJ from the direct. No, it's not JJ.
JJ Abrams?
Yeah, JJ Abrams. Oh, okay. JJ Abrams, who was going to direct a new one. And there was also another project that was rumored that they were supposed to be running parallel with each other or something along that lines with Michael B. Jordan. And there was talks of even him being Superman as well. Or rumors, I mean.
Superman?
Yes. This is old news. I think that part's all old news.
I think I'd prefer to see him as Green Lantern.
Huh. That's interesting.
Just because, I don't know. I mean, Henry Cavill is pretty good Superman.
Yeah, no, it's. I just want to see. I want him to get his fair shot. Of course, the Snyder
Yeah.
Cut things. No, Snyderverse is never gonna happen. But then there's no reason why not to use Superman or use Henry Cavill as Superman. And then let's just cut that and everything. Going to Star Wars news. Season 2 of Visions is gonna release later this year. Visions is their animated thing where they go to different studios and they create their own little short episodes and everything for Star Wars, and they're supposed to be one-off. It's not necessarily canon or anything like that. It's just pretty much like letting them do whatever they want, kind of thing, with their stories. I didn't watch the first season. I tried to watch it. I did not really like it, but I mean, I'm not gonna bash on it just because I didn't finish it. I think that's a big problem. It's just like, you just gotta finish it to be at least be able to talk shit about it.
I can't even say anything about it because I didn't watch any of the Visions.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're still need to get caught up too. Okay, one funny news I thought really happened this week was that what's the Falcon? What is his name again? Anthony? Is it Anthony? The one that plays Falcon or the new Captain America.
Yeah.
I feel dumb for not remembering his name, but him, the actor, he said somewhere in an interview that they were going to start filming Captain America 4 this year, and then Disney was very quick to say that it was not true. I thought that was kind of funny how, like, he said one thing, but Disney went right quickly to correct.
Is it like one of those Tom Holland leak things, and they're just denying it?
It's a possibility, but it's not clear at the moment.
His name is Anthony Mackie, by the way.
Yeah. And I love him, and it's like I feel horrible for not remembering his name, but yeah. And then going to Fast and Furious news, that the biggest franchise on the planet, we have Brie Larson joining the cast of Fast and the Furious. I know you're dying to talk about it. What do you think about this, Sean?
First of all, Fast and Furious just needs to die already.
What was the last movie you seen?
5.
And what about all the rest of them? Why haven't you seen them?
I don't care enough to watch them.
Why? But then how can you
Because
talk crap about them if you haven't seen them?
it just needs to die, bro. It's going on for too long.
Not long enough. I want this to keep on going. I want them to do the thing with Jurassic World.
Also, I don't like Brie Larson because she's annoying. That's just me though.
Well, you don't like her as a person, right?
That's just me. I don't like her. I don't like Brie.
Yeah, as
the
her as a
actor.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't seen Captain Marvel either, right?
I don't care.
Just because of her, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not because anything about the movie, just because you don't like her, right?
Yeah, I don't like her.
Okay. Something we finally agree on. No. I don't have anything against her. I just don't like him. Whenever he talks crap about something, he doesn't know what's like about. He just like
I don't like
attacks
her.
it. Like the other day, we were talking about watching Captain Marvel, and you were like, "No, fuck that." And I thought you meant because you were saying how the movie's bad, but you never seen it. But it's because of her.
It's just bad because she's in it.
I have nothing against her. Just clarifying, this is not something that we agree on.
It's What We Do pod does not like Brie Larson.
No. Steve, cut this out.
That's on
Steve,
tape.
cut this
It's
out.
not being cut out.
No, whatever. You're here from my lawyer. Okay, and then we also have a Bryan Cranston, and then
The GOAT.
yeah, and then Alan Paul. I mean, they're gonna be guest starring in the final season of Better Call Saul. Have you watched the show?
Better Call Saul. So, it's one of those spin-offs that's just amazing. You know, many spin-offs are usually not that great, but Breaking Bad, I loved it. I know it's not for everyone, but I personally loved it, and it was a great show. And Better Call Saul it's kind of like a prequel because it's about Saul before and a little bit after he dealt with Bryan Cranston's Walter White and all of that.
Everyone he touches gets fucked.
Walter White?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like no, Saul is a good guy, like but yeah, Walter White, it's like you see yourself long enough to become the villain. Right? Is that how the saying goes?
You see,
or you live long enough.
You die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Oh,
that's what happened.
I think the way he says it sounds so impactful, and the way we say it is just like, yeah. So it doesn't sound right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but with Walter,
Like, he was never the hero.
Just to go off on a tangent. Like even when he started making money, he was very like cocky and just kind of being a dick about everything.
I think this was his midlife crisis.
It was. He had no money or anything. He was just trying to make that money, but then he was going about it the wrong way. Like, but yeah. To continue. Yeah. I love Aaron Paul. He's a great actor. And Better Call Saul.
Loved him in the El Camino.
He was also. Have you seen that movie Nobody?
Nobody. There's a song that goes like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really like that. I said that was like if John Wick, if his dog didn't get killed and he had a family and he became like that. That's pretty much what it felt like.
Yeah. Just amazing actor. Great movie.
I was surprised he was able to get real physical too, but he was getting his ass beat the fuck up in that movie too, which I loved. Yeah. And then just wrapping up our last piece of news for this week, we're going to talk about Percy Jackson. The cast has been done for Percy Jackson. Can you search up his name? And then it's from the young bull from the Adam Project. He was starring. He was the young Ryan Reynolds character, the young Adam. And then I only saw a part of that movie, but I know John did. And then he really enjoyed, if I remember correctly, his acting and his character in that movie, right?
Yeah, the Adam Project was a great movie. Walker Scobell, who featured as essentially a baby Ryan Reynolds in that movie, which he played baby Ryan Reynolds very well. Mm-hmm. It's like it's like you took a picture or you cloned Ryan Reynolds except he turned into a baby. Same humor and everything, being a dick with his jokes and everything. Smart Alec, you know, and he's getting casted as Percy Jackson for the Percy Jackson franchise, which honestly, in my opinion, and I think some other people would agree with me when I say that it's refreshing to see an actual kid, the age of the character in the book, to actually play the role rather than like some grown man. Because in the original Percy Jackson franchise, it was like he was like 20 or something, and the kid's supposed to be like 13, 14.
I think, because I think one of the things a lot of, I guess, movies and shows and stuff, they're moving away from that thing where, like high school students, and they'll all be in their 20s. And it'll be very obvious that they're in their 20s, and then their teacher would be almost like the same age as them. I know, like, a lot of things, like, I guess in production or whatever, it's moving away from that. And I think that's refreshing to actually like see people with their roles, because it's like you see older shows and it's like, why is everyone like grown that like more? You can see, you know.
Yeah, the kind of one of the things I love to point out with that is, for example, like, yeah, I mean, you could look the age and everything, but just being that age, I think, just adds more to it. Kind of like Hannah Montana's brother in that show. Jackson. He was actually like 30 when he was filming that. I don't know how many people know about that, but that's just like a fun fact to know.
Yeah, and then I think that pretty much wraps our news for this week. But then before we get into our topic about horrible rom-com or rom-coms, I'm sorry, what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Before we get into rom-coms, we won't. The third episode of Moon Knight dropped this week.
Yeah,
and then it was great. I loved it.
It was.
It opened up questions, doors. We're in Egypt as well. Great change of scenery. No yellow filter on top, and
which is very refreshing. I saw people talking about that too. How whenever you just watch like any war movie or military movie, whenever they're in, like even in Breaking Bad, they did it with Mexico when they were in Mexico. If you go anywhere like outside of the States in any of those movies, specifically the Middle East, they're always going to put that like yellowish, ugly filter.
Yeah.
But in Moon Knight, it's refreshing to have just, it just looks normal, how it's supposed to look. That's how it looks. Like, it's no like stupid filter.
The sun ain't different over there. It's more intense, but the sun's not different.
Yeah, it's not different.
There's not like a little filter on the sun over there.
And it's not Mars either. The sand isn't orange. It's sand.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's regular sand.
Yeah, and then just going into it's the third episode of Moon Knight.
The gift that keeps on giving, Moon Knight.
Yeah, and then pretty much ending off in the last episode, they're making their way to Egypt, or they just landed in Egypt, and now it's just about the task of finding the Amit's tomb, and just about finding that. And then Kanji makes deal with the devil or deal. Well, he doesn't make any deal. He tries to appeal to the other gods. It doesn't work out, so he has to bring out the big guns and move the sky, which I thought was a crazy thing.
Which was like illegal with the gods. Like he's not supposed to do that.
I think it was more that he just caused a show in front of the humans. Because it's like, before he left, he was like, don't expose yourself to the gods. He was like, if you do it again, we're turning you to stone. And what does he do that same day?
He messes with it. Mainly, if you haven't seen it yet, it's mainly because the gods, they don't want to interfere with humans.
They want to be observing.
Yeah, so, like, with everything that happened with the snap and everything, like, they could have helped. That's lots of people talking about this.
If any of them got snapped away.
I don't think so. It's actually confirmed that Oscar Isaac's character, Mark Spector, did not actually get snapped because his passport was like issued during the snap. So
what if one of his personas got snapped?
Like Jake?
Or what if Marcos? No. What if like one of the other ones, or Jake, or Steven?
Huh. That'd be interesting, actually.
I think that's too messy to talk.
Yeah, it is.
I was just talking out my ass when I said that.
I mean, that would be an interesting thing, but I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, either way, you know how the snap goes. It's not a clear cut, like exactly what happened.
There are a lot of holes in it, literally. But yeah, they didn't interfere with that. They probably could have helped a lot, but they're like, nah, we don't interfere with the humans or anything. They're kind of just observing. Like, they're just there. They have their avatars, but their avatars don't do anything. The only one that's been doing anything is Amit's avatar and Conchi's avatar, Mark Spector.
But then
and,
Amit is
Arthur
supposed to be like in the tomb or whatever, which I don't. If he still
apparently she's dead.
But then how she got it, or is it she?
Well, if you notice, he only gets a fraction of her power.
Yeah, but then how is he guided by her though?
The stick, I think, that he has.
So is that like a little piece of her is in that? So, but then like, I'm not talking about the power. I'm talking about like her conscious will to want to bring her back, kind of thing.
Do you think maybe she died when he was her avatar?
Do they die?
That's a question.
Or
is the tomb imprisonment?
I think the tomb's in. But then they would say though, like they would say this, like you've been put in stone. Like that's what they did with the pigeon.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, that is imprisonment.
Did they die or like the tomb? You know, so it's not very clear on that either. I mean, hopefully the answers will find themselves out, or it's just something that's not made very clear.
Yeah, but speaking of Egyptian gods, shout out to our boy Pharaoh. Shout out to the boy Pharaoh, you know? Jesus, yeah, Pharaoh, do still exist.
Who?
In this time.
Who?
Pharaoh.
Who?
Shout out to the boy Pharaoh. And yeah, pharaohs do exist in this time. Jesus, the DLC just dropped for the Bible too.
Who? Oh, okay. Okay, and then we I'm not sure how many episodes we have left, but then we'll continue to talk about it until the season finale or when the series ends as well. And then let's just I think it's a great time for us to jump into these crappy rom-coms if you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let's talk about one that I do like and everything. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Scott Pilgrim, played by the good old boy Michael Cera.
Released in 2010. Oh, that's forever ago, man.
That's more than a decade ago.
Yeah, we're in the rolling 20s now, man.
That's crazy.
It's
crazy to think about.
Yeah, and then pretty much the story starts off. It's very hyper realistic. It's pretty much, it feels like a mix between video game and real world. None of it's really realistic for the most part, but it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great noises, like sound effects, like because they pull a lot from like video games over the time, and lots of animation as well and everything with their like because they have battles, but then a lot of them are like super animated on what they do, and there's crazy stuff like that. And what are your thoughts on the movie?
So first of all, I thought the cast list is actually kind of stacked if you look at it. Michael Cera, Mary Winstead, who played Ramona Flowers, Chris Evans, the boy, playing Lucas Lee, which was one of the Ramona's exes, and Brie Larson obviously is in there.
Oh, what was that?
Brie Larson. That was she actually played Envy Adams, who was Michael Cera's evil ex, and Aubrey Plaza playing Julie Powers. And if you've seen, what show is it? If you've seen Parks and Rec, you know who that is. She was one of the main characters in that show.
Wait,
And
you're forgetting about the king, Superman. Brandon something. Yeah, Superman's in there too.
Superman.
Superman.
Where was he?
Superman Returns. He plays the vegan.
Which one?
The vegan, the main one, the ex.
Brandon Routh.
Yeah, Brandon Routh.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
He plays Superman.
Okay, yeah.
He is
there.
Superman.
Yeah,
He's the best
remember.
Superman of all time.
I don't remember that. Ever since Henry Cavill came up, I forgot about all the other Supermen.
Yeah. Can you even name any other Supermans?
Yeah, Clark Kent.
Yeah, fuck you.
Got him. But yeah, essentially what happens in the movie is Michael Cera meets this Catholic schoolgirl named Knives Chow. He gets with her. Mind you, this guy's a bum. He has no job. He does have some friends. He's in a band, but he's not working, and he's bummed. He's like living with his roommate.
Yeah, sounds like me.
Yeah. And me, I'm the bum.
Yeah. Now I was gonna say inside of a band we just have a podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, so he meets that girl. He gets with her, and it's kind of weird because she's like still in high school. Right? I think she's like 17 or whatever.
That is weird. She's like 17.
Little Catholic schoolgirl fetish.
Why do you keep on making that a thing?
Because even his roommate says like, "Oh, she's a Catholic schoolgirl." Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, but then I'll bring it up like twice.
I'm just trying to make a point.
You brought it up like 4 times already. Kind of sus.
I brought it up twice. I'm keeping count. Okay. And so, anyways, he ends up meeting. I think he sees Ramona in like his dreams, right?
Yeah, because something about how she uses a quicker way of travel inside people's minds to go
to dreams.
To get places faster.
Mm-hmm.
Something apparently we have in America. I guess we haven't experienced that yet, or hasn't reached Texas yet. Which not saying we're from Texas, just hasn't reached Texas yet.
Yeah.
And in the end, this is all spoilers and everything. In the end, he does end up with Ramona, and they're cute. I love Ramona. I used to have a thing at my office. There's a scene where Michael or Scott is trying to find who she is because he only seen her in the dream, and he draws a picture. It's a circle with hair squiggling lines, and then he shows that to someone, and he was like, "Have you seen this girl?" And the guy answered, "Oh, that's Ramona Flowers."
Yeah, I know exactly who she is.
Exactly. So then on my office, I used to have like a little sticky note that I used to put on my desk, and it'll have a picture of that drawing, and it says like, "Have you seen this girl?"
Mm-hmm.
No one got the reference.
And what do you think about her hair colors? I personally like the green. I like girls that have green hair.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a thing. Money.
Okay. I thought it was cool. I mean, it's cool. It's different, you know. It's like I used to dye my hair too, you know, if you remember. And
Henry used to look like Ellen.
Fuck no! Don't disrespect me like that. One of the things I was thinking about though, man, her hair must be fucking dead though. And like, if she dyes it like every like 4 days, was it? Yeah, that thing's cooked. It was even like, I understand it was past bleach, but then removing it and then retoning it again for that certain color, and especially depending on what shade she goes, she has to like bleach it again to make it lighter. If I remember correctly, of course, I'm not a fucking hairstylist or anything like that, but in my own experience, it was not even fun going through a couple rounds of bleach. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think at a certain point after that, you just have to cut it all off, no? Restart.
It depends on the person, because some people are able to nurse their hair to somewhat healthiness, and some, they just chop a lot off. Like, my hair was mostly healthy towards the end, but I just was tired of it. I didn't want it anymore.
Okay, yeah, so before I move on to the next one, so in that entire movie, I guess people would kind of consider it more of a comedy, but I consider it a rom-com because he had to fight like all his evil exes. He went through all that struggle and everything to get to her at the very end, and then he wins her over or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, that is true. Like, I didn't really think about that. I always thought it as a comedy, but it's a great movie. I think there's been times where I've seen it back to back because it's that good. Like, I wanted to watch it immediately. And then just wrapping this up for this movie, what would you rate it?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great movie on the list.
Yeah, yeah, I agree to that.
I
agree
think
to
it's
that.
it's a classic for sure. Like,
And it's one of those movies that were slept on. It was during the whenever it got released, it wasn't very praised or anything. I'm pretty sure it bombed in the box, but after over time, that's whenever it started getting this bigger following and everything. And now I feel like it's more like a cult classic now.
yeah, I think I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And so moving on to the next movie, Crazy Rich Asians.
Man, I remember I was going to the movie theater to watch this movie. It was whenever I was with a person who will not be named. We were gonna watch it. I did not necessarily want to go to watch it. I had no urge to go at all, but it was just kind of like whatever, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then going into it, I was like, oh shit, this is actually pretty lit. And it was like it surprised me because it's like I knew what it was, like a little rom-com thing. I'm not a big fan of it. I hate rom-com. I don't hate them. I just never go out of my way to watch anything. Every rom-com that I've seen, I've been forced to watch. But this one was actually pretty good. But I will never watch it again though.
Yeah. This movie takes place in Singapore, somewhat New York, and then in Singapore, and essentially this young. I don't really know what to call somebody from Singapore, but they speak Mandarin. Is Singapore Mandarin, which is the same language Chinese people speak. So they went. She meets this guy. She's been with this guy for like a year, but she didn't know like where he came from, and turns out he comes from like a long line of like rich people, and he's like a celebrity in Singapore.
He's like Batman.
He's like
Bruce
a prince.
Wayne. He's like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, he's a playboy, billionaire.
I wouldn't say he's a playboy.
Oh, he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's with this young woman who happens to be a professor, and like self-made woman. Like her mom, they like
Immigrated at a young age over to the United States. Raised her up. She's a very intelligent professor.
Yeah.
And normal settings for regular peasants like us, that's a very accomplished person. But whenever we go into the world of billionaires, it's very crap.
Yeah, billionaire, and he comes from a really rich family, which is essentially like royalty in Singapore.
Yeah, especially too. It's like one of her friends that she has over there. She like says it's like like they're very like millionaires, but millionaires her friends, and she even says it's like compared to us to them, we're poor.
Yeah. So the main character Rachel Chu is played by Constance Wu, and her boyfriend, the millionaire or the billionaire, is played by Henry Golding, who plays Nick Young, and Awkwafina played Rachel's best friend in the movie called, and her name was Paik Lin. She's actually like a comedian.
Yeah, and then she also was in the song. Ooh, as soon as the camera comes on, I forget all the names. Shang-Chi. She was in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
She was the best friend, possibly love interest. And then she also was a producer in one of the episodes of The Boys, the animated,
Yeah. Oh, that weird episode.
yeah, about the poop, which
That was
thought
a weird
really
episode.
weird, but somehow one of the best episodes of it, just because. Yeah, I didn't like that episode. But then I seen some of her stand up as well. I think she's funny. I love her. I love her character. How she's just kind of like off the walls kind of thing.
Crazy friend.
Yeah, and then she kind of plays the same role in the other movie. The other movie I just brought up right now. Shang-Chi. Yeah.
And also the boy Ken Jeong plays her dad in this movie. If you guys don't know who that is, you live under a rock. He's the GOAT.
He's one of the greatest actors in the world.
Yeah, he was in. He's also a gang leader and one of the best professors in school. He's in the show Community.
Oh, he's an actor?
Yeah.
Swear. Did not know this.
Yeah, he's an actor, and he was in Hangover. I think that's more what he's known for, Hangover.
Yeah, and then also Henry Golden. He was also Snake Eyes in that movie that was very But
G.I. Joe.
yeah, but I don't think that movie's going to go anywhere anytime soon because there's supposed to be a whole new runoffs with G.I. Joe movies. But yeah, I think it died at this movie, and this movie went through hell just because of the pandemic as well, getting pushed back. If I remember correctly, but I don't think there's anything going on right now. And also too, this cast is like a lot of these names are. A lot of the cast is a lot of famous people, actors like Ronnie. Can you say it the last time?
Ronnie.
Yeah, he was a
Ronnie Chiang.
Yeah, he's on the Daily Show, and he's also he had another series. I forgot what it was, but then it was pretty much he is a foreign exchange student in college. It's just funny. He was like 30 years old whenever I think he came out. And I loved him in that. And then he's also in a lot of movies. He's in a new movie coming out pretty soon. But he was also in the Godzilla or the where they fight each other with the big monkey.
Kong?
Godzilla versus King Kong. He was in that as well. And he's been in a lot of roles. And I love him. Like, he's a great comedian. I love him on The Daily Show. His stand-up as well. Mm-hmm. Incredible. You know, he actually taught me something about Texas.
What did he teach you?
He said, you know what's the Texas State motto is?
Don't mess with Texas?
No, try again. Friendship. Yeah, let me check that out. It's something stupid like that, though.
This is the Texas State motto? I mean, when you say Texas State motto, I'm sure like a lot of Texans immediately think of don't mess with Texas, which has to do with like the littering.
Yeah, no, the actual Texas State motto is friendship.
That's just the word friendship?
Yeah, just the word friendship. It's the state motto.
Oh, and he taught you that?
Yeah, he taught me that.
Oh,
friendship.
Is he Texan?
No, he's I don't even know where he's from. But he's not I think he's from okay, yeah.
He's Malaysian.
Okay, yeah, cuz he has an accent, or to us he has an accent. And yeah, he's great. Okay, and then
yeah, so what happens in that movie is she has to win over the mom and their family and essentially everyone who thinks that she's just a gold digger, but she had no idea he was a billionaire till she went over to meet his family and everything.
Yeah, especially too, she's like obviously doesn't have money like him, but she's not hurting for money in her lifestyle.
Yeah, she's a college professor.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just one of those typical things where it's just like you gotta make mommy happy, and mommy don't approve, boy can't get married.
It's not even like a bad field to be in either, because it's economics. Like that's pretty big deal.
Yeah, like I have a degree in economics as well.
I have a degree in home economics.
I have a home degree in. No, I don't want to say. Don't want. You have to get my resume for that one.
You got a PhD?
Let's talk about this movie.
Pussy handling degree.
I was gonna say a degree in bitches.
Hey, either one works.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I was gonna say no. Actually, I was gonna say no.
Or are you in the FBI?
What does that sound?
You're federal booby inspector.
Oh no, that's a corny ass one. That's corny.
Hey.
Yeah.
I got that elote on deck, bro.
What is it?
Corn.
No. What's the joke?
Oh, that was it.
Oh, that was no. I don't like that one. I was like, hey, bro. Like, oh yeah, didn't you just graduate out of college? I'm just like, say yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a degree?
No,
bitches.
Wait. Do it again.
Oh, did you graduate out of college?
Yeah, I just graduated college recently.
Oh yeah, I heard you got a degree in no bitches. Oh, you're a certified NB.
Who told you that?
I saw on the resume.
Well,
keep it on the low.
Well, I mean, you gotta hire me anyway.
Ooh,
at least
like
you know.
that.
At least you know now. I'll be able to focus on my work.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Steve actually had a degree in that.
Oh yeah, Steve, the guy who still hasn't showed up when we're recording.
I guess he found some. We gotta revoke his degree.
For those of you who don't know, Steve is actually our assistant, who, when he would like to show up to work, he actually gets some work done. But we haven't seen him this afternoon. He
I
hasn't
would say
called
we
or
would cut his
texted.
pay, but we can't split a penny.
Nah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean he's not getting paid anyway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We can't even split a penny.
But he's getting a shout out, so it kind of pays for itself. You know, maybe he shows up soon now.
Oh, so we have to charge him for the shout out.
Yeah, we got to charge him.
Okay. But then in the end, of course, since it's a horrible rom-com,
Yeah,
the
the
it
plot
all
armor.
works out. It all fucking works out. He proposes on a fucking plane somehow. Blah blah blah. He has the family ring that shows that he got the approval from the mama, and they live happily ever after as billionaires.
Must be nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, that's true. But
And
then,
isn't there actually gonna be an sequel coming out?
that's what I heard. But then, as of recently, I haven't heard anything. Maybe it could have been because of COVID. But then also too, the movie came out a while ago now. So I feel like the movie it came out in 2018. So I feel like it would have happened, or we would have heard something. It's because Crazy Rich Asians was a based off a book, and the book's a trilogy. I want to say. Like if you're watching the movie and everything, there's just the one character who her
Astrid.
husband, her Estrick.
Astrid, that's his cousin.
Oh, okay. And then she gets cheated on by her little bum boyfriend, and I believe the next book covers her story. So they already kind of sewed it into it, which I think makes a lot of sense for the sequel. Because their story is done with.
Yeah.
So it's a nice flow because they incorporated their story into that, which I think is interesting because it was like prequel in its own sense with that story.
Which honestly, I think would be pretty interesting. Astrid is actually like a really nice human being who just happened to be rich, and her husband thought like, she's like Little Miss Perfect, not never good enough for her or whatever. But I think at the end of the day, like, she loves him, so like, why does it matter? But yeah, he ends up cheating on her for the attention or whatever.
Because he's poor. Man feels like, man, you know what? That's my dream. Like to be a stay-at-home husband where my
exactly.
wife is so rich. It's like I don't have to prove anything to anyone. I'm happy to be at home, just doing nothing, watching the kids, sort of. Bro, I have a nanny.
Bro, I'll cook, clean, do the laundry, bro. I don't care, bro. As long as I can stay home.
That is the dream.
She can wear the pants.
Yeah, I have no problem wearing a short skirt.
I'll wear a skirt. Yeah, I'll wear a short skirt.
I'll wear the
tennis skirt.
I'll even wear the French maid outfit.
Can I come over? Does she wear that?
Are you going to be a billionaire who marries me?
Maybe one day.
Get that first, and you'll find out.
Okay.
Okay, and then just wrapping up this movie, what would you rate it?
I thought it was a great movie. I mean, it made me feel something.
Yeah, it takes a lot to make you feel something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And just because I'm numb to a lot of these movies, because they kind of get stale, but this one's kind of refreshing.
It's yeah. I think it's also too is very like funny, and then like it felt like a lot of things were always going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't feel like it went stale very often.
Yeah.
So,
what would you rate it?
I'd still say mid.
Mid?
Because I don't like rom-coms.
That's fair. It's fair. I think that's a fair rating.
Mm-hmm.
I give a lot of grades, huh?
Yeah, I think we also need to be harder on the movies, on our movies and stuff. Because mid is supposed to be an okay movie, but I think we rate a lot of okay movies as great.
I think it's just mid. Just sounds like, whenever someone thinks of mid, it's
I
just
think
like,
we need a refreshing.
Yeah, I think
that's a conversation for later. But then, what would you rate it?
Great. I said great.
Oh, okay, couldn't be me.
Yeah. Can't go back on my word. I already said it.
Yeah.
And moving on to this next movie, which was made over almost 2 decades ago.
This movie, I was 5 when this movie came out.
Yeah, I was like 6, 5. Yeah, I was like 5, 6.
And of course, if you know all the movies that came out during the year of 2004. I'm so used to saying 20. 2004. Of course, we're talking about 50 First Dates, starring the one, the only Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. So, never seen this movie before in my life, and I refuse to watch this. Just saying. I'm not into comedies. I'm not into rom-coms. I feel like Adam Sandler is like one of the kings of rom-coms.
Yeah.
And I just don't like them. I don't like them. And I know like some of my friends will probably even talk crap because I have seen rom-coms with them. But they always I never say it's like, hey, we should watch this. It's never like that. It's always like they bring up a rom-com and then they just be like, okay, let's watch it. And I'll be like, I don't want to be rude. So then I watch it and I end up liking it. But I still don't like them. Fuck rom-coms.
So what did you think about the movie though?
I told you I didn't watch it.
Oh. What did you think about the? Did you watch the trailer at least?
No, of course not. I understand the concept. It's pretty much she's like amnesia every day. So then every day they pretty much have to fall in love, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah, but I think what people really enjoy about it is that it's really sweet that he what's it called? He goes out of his way to, you know, like create a thing. Well, they obviously have a thing, but she forgets every day. So he takes the opportunity to learn more and more about her every day. And and he ends up, getting with her. They get married and everything. And at first, her dad and her brother are kind of like defensive, like you're not messing with our little girl or whatever. She has amnesia, and the whole city, they go with it. They live the same day for the rest of their lives. And he's like, "Don't you guys get tired of this, doing this every day and everything? Like just for her, like just for one person. They keep the same newspaper, they keep the same clock and the same date, same calendar, and literally the same everything, bro. Everything, they keep it the same." And it's like kind of crazy to think about just doing that for one person. But he does his thing. He ends up dating her and creates a video that she watches every day, so she learns about her life, and she's pretty much caught up to date on whatever's going on. Her husband, at the end, she has like a baby with him and everything, which is kind of crazy to think about. Because what if one day it's like a bad day? I don't know. She's like, what's going on? Like, is this real? Is this fake? How would you act if, like, every day you wake up? Well, obviously you don't know it's every day, but you wake up one day and it's your whole life is already set out for you, and it's on a video, and you just wake up and there's a stranger in your home.
I'll believe it. Honestly, just because it's at that point, it's just you're like, you mean it's starting from like right now? Do I have amnesia for my whole life, or do I just have it in that moment?
Mm-hmm.
In that moment, or which one?
Well,
like, do I remember anything?
Like, she forgets the whole day.
But I'm saying, though, do I have memories from my past life? That's what I'm trying to say.
Her life. So the thing was, the date that they keep like living again and again is the day that she forgot everything from there.
Oh, okay.
So everything before then she remembers.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
That's
and then
enough.
It's like, I don't know. I think it'll be hard to believe, but then it's like, I don't know. I think if you know that you're going to forget everything in that day, then I would probably just wait to see if I forget everything. And then obviously I would. So then it would just continue to happen.
I think it'd be weird because you know how she just remembers that day? She just wakes up, and I think the weird part would be like if she's pregnant, she's like, "Oh my God, what is this?" Like,
imagine the day when she gives birth too.
Oh my God.
But I wouldn't really. Would you be in Adam's position? Would you do that for someone?
Would I do that for somebody?
Yes.
If I really had something special with them, yeah, I think I would.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Nah.
Even if, just because they'd forget you, it seems like a hassle, right?
Yeah, and then it's also too. It's like you put your whole life on hold for this person, and it's not. I don't think it's very healthy. I understand you're trying to take care of them and stuff like that, but then if you're gonna relive the same day over, and it's pretty much gonna take away your whole life, and I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So I would personally rate this movie great nostalgia, because of the nostalgia.
I'll rate this dog water.
Dog water. Yeah, I mean, well, you haven't seen it, so I guess it's fair.
Yeah, and I hold to it. I will hold to this. I don't care.
Okay, so moving on, we have Wrong Missy, who was actually a Netflix original, I believe, starring that boy David Spade playing Tim Morris.
Homeboys of Adam Sandler.
Yeah, Rob Schneider's also in it too, and they're always in each other's movies and everything.
I think that's one thing cool, and I think that's why they do like certain locations and stuff, so they have a little vacay on the same time.
That's actually a good thing to think about. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And then it's like, think about, you just bring all your boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then this movie is actually a pretty recent one, even though it has like that ramp Adam Sandler vibe from those early movies. Like, there's a whole genre of those kind of rom-coms that came out in early 2000s, and this one looks like it kind of fits the vibe, even though it came out in 2020.
Yeah, this one's actually pretty funny though. It's kind of like I don't know, it's a bit different. Like I've never seen this done in another movie before.
Oh, just let you know, I did not watch this either.
Okay, so essentially what happens is the main character, Tim Morris, played by David Spade, he meets Missy. Uh, her name is Melissa, but she goes by Missy.
Mm-hmm.
That's her nickname.
Makes sense.
And
Makes sense.
he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go on a vacation, and I would love for you to come with me and everything, because they had like a date, they hit it off, the chemistry was there, everything was hitting, and then they had something good, but he had another Missy on his phone, who happened to be Missy from this date that was just like a train wreck, just a terrible date, really embarrassing. She
I
was.
hate when that happens to me. Whenever I get two numbers confused and I end up going out with the other girl by accident. Just hate when that happens.
Oh, you know what? I think the director said they made this movie about you. So
Oh shit, you're right. Damn, I probably should have seen this.
yeah, the main character's name is Hen.
Oh damn. All right, this is certified banger.
So essentially, he ends up inviting the wrong Missy on his vacation, and she kind of ruins everything. Everything. She's loud. She's annoying. She's a freak. She's like out of there really, and it's like a company vacation, so she keeps labeling herself as his girlfriend, and kind of makes him look bad. But then again, she's like really cool and funny and like outgoing, but she's kind of just wild, and she messes a few things up, but eventually she fixes it and realizes that he's been like a dick to her, and he ends up falling in love with her. And I think the other Missy shows up at some point, but then he's like, yeah, nah, like,
I'm ready fucking the other one.
yeah, essentially. But no, it was funny. It was more, I think it was more funny than romantic, but I think I would just rate it mid.
Okay. I rated dog water. Okay, and then this is actually this one I actually have seen because I was the one who added this one in it.
I didn't watch it.
Good.
Well,
it's also too. I didn't tell you.
Dog water.
I didn't tell you about the other ones, but I had no intention of watching it. It's not like I got busy or anything like that. I intentionally didn't want to watch.
Oh, okay.
I don't like rom-coms. They're horrible. They're the worst things ever created. Personally, worst genre of movies. Anyway, but I like this movie.
Okay.
It's called Sleeping with Other People. It was released in 2015, and it's actually starring Steve. Before we had him come
Ted
along
Lasso
with us, and then he. Oh, brain fart. Okay, pretty much the story goes like this. There's two people in college, and they're about. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse you, John.
Brain fart.
Pretty much two people in college. It's like I think when their final days, or it could be somewhere along college. They're not having relationships with anyone. So then they decide to sleep with each other so that they could just get it over with. Get rid of their virginities, throw them in the garbage. Right? No virginities, no nothing.
I don't need them.
Who does? Except for me. For reborn again. And then time passes. They find each other as adults, and they have very two different lives. He is a very successful, rich person. I think he's also he has a founder of a company, I believe, and he is a playboy. Like he sleeps with a lot of girls. He has sex with a lot of people. He's one of the boys. No,
he's
I'm kidding.
opposite of you.
Ha ha ha. And then she's in a very toxic relationship with a doctor who is pretty much like it's a very toxic relationship, and she's like the one being hurt and everything, and she's being very manipulated. And then they find each other again, and then they start being friends, but they're scared to push it beyond that level of having sex and actually going to that level because of how bad they think it could only go bad from there.
Yeah.
So then they continue to live their lives, and then of course something always happens whenever it's going perfectly. The plan goes to crap, and then they have that big reunion thing where they're like, "No, I love you," blah blah blah, and then they end up getting married at the end, and they fuck. But then I like the concept though. It's like they're each other's first and their last. but just people in the middle. It was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it's one of the ones where I was influenced by one of my friends to watch. I really did enjoy it. I don't have nothing against the one where he popped it in the good old cassette tape, but it was I'm sorry, the VCR. The
VCR.
Yeah, he popped it in the VCR. He had it up. Yeah, it was freshly primed. You had to connect the yellow wire and the red wire and the white wire.
Yeah.
We had to do all that. We had to hit the TV on the side and make sure the signal was going through. It was it was a very fun one and everything. And then I rated mid. And then what would you rate it just off that poster?
I'd say mid.
Yeah, it was fun. And then it has Steve and everything, which we need to fire him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's moving on to our next one. This is one that let's do Shallow Hall.
How?
Okay. Shallow Hall released in
I just said how. Why would you pronounce it hall again?
How?
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 Not hall.
I'm tone deaf. I can barely hear tones. I barely understand things.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Shallow how?
Hall. I have a hard time hearing like certain things that sound very similar. Whatever. I'm not necessarily tone deaf, but I'm just have a hard time with that.
Okay.
Whatever. It's not that serious.
Okay.
Man.
So anyway, Shallow Hal, one of those rom-coms from the 2000s, came out in 01. Main character played by the good old Jack Black, and essentially what happens is
What's homegirl's name? I can't pronounce him.
Gwyneth
Paltrow.
Who plays his girlfriend.
I just remember her, from the MCU.
Yeah. So, that's
Pepper.
Tony. Yeah, Pepper. Tony Stark's wife. Mm-hmm. So essentially, what happens is he goes to this seminar, right? And the main character, or it's actually Tony Robbins plays himself. Tony Robbins, who's hypnotizes him to see women for who they are inside, like their personality, because he's been having like struggle getting with women, going on dates and everything. And he's like, what your problem is you're too focused on appearances. So I'll like hypnotize you to see them for who they really are. And Jack Black, Hal, not knowing what was really going to happen, like he was being like serious. So essentially what happens is he's essentially has beer goggles.
Yeah.
The best way to put it, beer goggles.
Those on 24/7.
Yeah. The whiskey glasses, He sees all women for who they really are inside. So let's say there's a really attractive woman. She just happens to be really like mean and have like an ugly personality. She's going to look like her personality. And it could be the ugliest woman in the world, and she looks beautiful to him because they have a beautiful personality. So he sees all these women for who they really are on the inside, and he ends up getting with this really big woman who, like, she's so heavy that she breaks benches and chairs and everything, but he sees her as the most beautiful woman on the planet. His friend, on the other hand, his best friend, keeps trying to tell him that she's not really who he thinks she is, and she's ugly and everything. So the whole movie, he's with her and everything and other girls, and he's just trying to break them up, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And this is a movie that I've seen as a kid, but then it was just on. Yeah, of course. I guess me not liking rom-coms, it started from the very beginning.
Very beginning.
Yeah, I remember seeing glimpses of this, and then I remember the scene whenever she's trying to convince him about how she looks, and then he's like, "No, you're beautiful," and everything.
Yeah, you're beautiful. And then like with the bench, she's like, "Oh my god, like I'm so sorry," like, and he's like, "Nah, that's faulty, like benching, like seating and everything." All right, Hen. So, I want to do a little game, right?
Okay.
So, I'm gonna hypnotize you to see people for who they really are on the inside. Okay.
Ha! You can't catch me on that whenever on my phone though.
On the beer goggles?
Yeah. No, I'm saying it doesn't work on the phone.
On film?
On phone, like I can,
on the
like,
phone.
When I see like the profile, like we'll see their like page or anything.
Oh, we wouldn't know that. We won't know till we try, right?
Okay, let's go.
All right. So I want you to close your eyes, okay? So he's closing his eyes. And well, now I'm gonna hypnotize you to see people for who they really are on the inside. Okay. All right. Now open them. How do I look? I already know the answer. I'm handsome.
Handsome as ever.
Handsome as ever. Didn't change. Why? Because I'm beautiful on the inside and the outside.
That's what vitamin does for you.
That's what.
You feel just as good as you do on the inside and on the outside.
Yep.
The music, I thought that scared me for a sec.
Oh, it did. I mean, it was a little magic. You know, I had to put out my pocket magic dust.
You had to whip out the dust.
Yeah.
Angel magic.
The angel dust? Nah.
Okay.
But after all that, like, what would you rate the movie?
I'd say mid.
Mid?
I thought it was just one of those movies. I understood this is probably like one of the bigger movies of this genres and of that time, but I still just rated mid. Just is not my cup of tea.
I'll just say
I like a fine cup of Earl Grey.
I'll say great.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's like also too. I just been talking crap all this movie. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. And then let's go into our last movie that we're going to be covering. This one, it's actually a recent one that came out recently. We're talking about Moonshot. It was released on HBO Max. It's starring our boy, the one, the only, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Cole Sprouse.
Yes, and then it comes with the girl, Miss Lana. Can you say her last time?
Condor.
And then she's in the movie series, the To the Boys I Love.
Oh, that's her?
I'm pretty sure it's her. Let me just double check. She's right here. Where is she? Why is she on the top whenever
Oh, that is her. She looks different in this movie.
Yeah, and those are movies I'm not going to watch. I tried watching the first one. It was very... I turned it off very quickly.
It is like romantic stuff, but it's more focused towards like younger teenage girls.
When did that movie come out?
16.
18.
2018.
So I was 19. Yeah, I was out of that demographic by that point.
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever... No, I actually have a soft spot for like a more dramatic ones, not comedies. Those, but so whenever about like a young girl, teenager, like Fall in the Stars, or even like Hunger Games, or was that one where she dies and that she's having like a coma?
You talking about the one with I think it's like Stay or something.
Yeah, If I Stay.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one.
Yeah, it's like I had a big thing for those type of movies and books for the longest time. I have no idea. Maybe it's also too because I have a very girly taste of music as well.
When we were in high school, I think that was like the popular thing, the popular books and everything.
Yeah, and I think it's like I'm very into like the girl music and shit.
Yeah.
So I think that just influences all. So it makes sense why I'm into those kind of movies.
Nothing wrong with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and a little One Direction. The boys.
The lovely One Direction cup.
Yes, sir. And then, go back to the movie. Pretty much the movie is set in the very far, but not too far, in the like 20, 30 years. I can't remember exactly. The boys finally did it. Elon Musk came in clutch. We're on Mars, baby. And then it's expensive, though. It's either you're going to get on to Mars on two ways. Either you're fucking rich, and you can pay for $1 million for a ticket.
Or you're smart.
And then you get like recruited pretty much for it.
Yeah.
And it's one or the other.
And he's neither.
Oh, okay. No, I thought never mind. And then pretty much she can go, the girl, but she's only gonna go to be with her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And then Cole's a dumbass who's not smart or anything like that, so he has to find his own crazy ways to do it. He sneaks on, but he uses her as like a tool to get on there. So she's an accessory to him getting on the ship, pretty much on the way to Mars.
Yeah, he snuck in to get into the escape pods, and essentially was in the escape pods all the way up to Mars, or to that space station, then to Mars.
Yeah, and then as soon as they get to the on shuttle and everything, it takes a month to get over there. Mm-hmm. So they have to, like, he pretends to be her boyfriend, uses his name. They create an ID for him under his name, and everything's fine. Like, everyone on the ship, it seems like it works through. We'll say a little bit later about what happens about that. Mm-hmm. But then, they have a month together. They have spent together. And you know what happens whenever two young, attractive people in movies do this? They fall in love.
Yep.
And that's what happens with them. Of course, technically, Cole. Oh, sorry, I said Dylan. Cole has a girlfriend that he's going to go see up there. And then she actually has a boyfriend, 5 years, that she's going for.
8 years. 8 years.
Oh, fucking hell. That's too long.
Yeah, 8 years.
It's going to happen, but not at the moment. But brain fart again. But then they fall in love, and then whenever they get off onto the space station, there's a little plot twist. They knew the whole time that he snuck on the ship, and that was part of the plan the whole time.
Yeah, the guy who created essentially this universe is Elon Musk. He knew the whole time that he snuck onto the ship and the shuttle and everything, but they were gonna use it like for marketing. The marketing thing was gonna be like, if he can do it and he's stupid and he's not rich and he applied 37 times and got rejected all of them and he still managed to come up here, then anybody can do it.
Yeah, like the average person can do it. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
like a motivation thing. If an average person can do this, think about what you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like I think it's just so funny how stupid he is. And I guess I can relate to that. I guess not to say I'm stupid, but I guess comparatively to other, like I don't know, just the idea of being not the smartest one and everything is just funny.
I don't think I think he's like innocently stupid though. I
Yeah.
feel like he has a good heart. He really means well. But he's just lost, you know. I think the whole movie was him trying to find himself, right?
Yeah. And then one of the things I remember I told you that I really liked was the line that he says, or somewhere along the lines, I'm paraphrasing, that he said, it's like, I thought when we got here, I would be someone, I'll be different.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's never the case. And I feel like a lot of people experience that with, like, if I get this job, I'll be the person I want to be. If I get this house, if I make this amount, or if I get this.
If I move here, if I move out of the country, if
I get these 2 pair of Air Jordan 2s, Unions, I will be a different person. Maybe I would have been, but then, hypothetically, maybe this person would have been that person if he got the 2 pairs of Union shoes that he wanted, but you would never know because he never got them.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't, because you would have been drowning and drip.
Yes, I would have.
Yeah.
I have both pairs, both colorways.
But yeah, continuing from that, the movie, I honestly thought it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. It was a bit different. Not the romance part, just the whole thing with the them going to space and everything.
What'd you think of Sophie's character?
I think she was very easily like manipulated.
I don't think she was manipulated.
She was being manipulated
By her boyfriend.
Yeah.
But then I think that's also, too, it's within the time. They've been together 8 years. It's hard not to.
Well, she does like everything for him, and I guess she feels like she needs to because her family, like, so her family died and her boyfriend's family took her in and everything. So
it's like what happened with Wally West and Iris.
Oh, go. Can you elaborate on that more?
Okay. Pretty much the same scenario. You know how Wally, his good old mom died, daddy got blamed for it, and then the detective West took him in, and then with that he had his adopted sister Iris West, which obviously is he falls in love with her.
Mm-hmm.
They end up getting married, but it's kind of weird because they grew up together, their family. But yeah, he loves her, and then yeah, it's similar to like their situation, Sophie's situation with the family that adopted her, pretty much.
Mm.
And then they're also fucking rich and all very, like, they're all scientists. And then she is as well. She's highly intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
And she blew $1 million like it was nothing, which is goals.
Yeah. Like, I think. Do you think the money was from her family, or do you think the money was given to her by her boyfriend's family? Because she bought a ticket, and the ticket's for $1 million to go to Mars.
I wouldn't say even though it's technically her boyfriend, I think she's family. I think it's just something where they have a lot of money, and it's just a wealthy family.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more the situation because it's not like I don't believe she's working. She's still in college at the time, but it's just more like she's just rich. I think she's like pretty much a trust fund. Like she has her probably her own account set up by the family because she's part of the family. She is family. So it just kind of like, yeah. And then I'm pretty sure as soon as it happened, she obviously made the preparations with their family about like, hey, I bought a ticket. They're probably all happy for her. The $1 million is probably nothing. And probably even something they probably might have had on the back burner, like for whenever she was ready to do it. Because the only reason why she didn't is because she's scared of flying.
Yeah, that's true. She had the aerophobia, I think it's called, right?
Yeah. I thought it was funny whenever it's like when she said that, and he was like, "We're all scared of arrows."
And it's funny because he likes like common sense, and it's hilarious. His mannerisms and everything. He's literally an assistant to a robot at a Starbucks and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Assistant to the barista.
Yeah. To the robot. You know one thing that kind of bothers me on this? It's whenever like I'm on IMDb, right? And then it shows up the cast, right? And then it says starring, right? It says Zach Cole, obviously, right? And it does Zach Braff, and then he plays the Elon Musk type.
Yeah.
And then it has Peter Woodward, who's a voice, I'm guessing, for the Walter. No, not Walter. The Gary. But it doesn't say Lana on there.
Doesn't say what?
Lana. Like the starrings.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is just kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
Because at first I was like, "Where is her name?" Because I knew her first name, I just couldn't remember her last name. I thought that was weird. Nonetheless, but yeah, and I also like the chemistry that they had. I would say they had good chemistry whenever they were talking and everything. Mm-hmm. And especially too how they're very two different people, and just like the dynamic of like her being like really smart and her always saying about how stupid he is.
Yeah, but he knows he's stupid though. Like he's pretty self-aware about that. So this movie, yeah, it kind of goes through all that what we said, and then towards the end, she realizes that her boyfriend is not the one for her because he keeps making all the decisions for her, like how he recommended her to be a part of his team at Mars
without even consulting her,
without even knowing, and like she didn't even go up there to work. She went up there just to see him. She didn't like otherwise. I'm sure she would have been accepted if she applied. But she didn't care to apply. She just wanted to go. So it's like she notices all the stuff that he's kind of like been doing for her. So he's kind of controlling and everything. Yeah. And Cole tells her, well, what is he writes a note to her telling her that like pretty much Mars is overrated. Like now that they've been there, like you said, he felt like he was going to change, but he didn't. So he says that he now wants to go back to Earth.
I don't think he ever said that. He wrote a list because he assumed that she was going to go back because he told her the only reason why you're going is for the boyfriend. And whenever, like, he knew that this is not where she belongs. She belonged on Earth. Mm-hmm. So I think, like, him with the letter, he gave a checkoff list because that's like a little thing that's going on that she always does. She always makes checkoff lists for everything. And then she made a checkoff list for her whenever she goes back to Earth about what to do, like save the planet and make algae that eats plants, but then eventually those algae will eat people, and they'll just take over the planet.
The plants eat garbage.
Garbage. Oh, I said plants, and the algae will eat garbage, and then eventually they'll start eating us, and they'll take over the world. So I don't know what the fuck she's trying to do.
The plants will eat garbage, and then they'll eat
us,
and then they'll eat Captain Marvel.
What's the difference?
Exactly, they're gonna eat it because it's garbage.
Whatever. And then eventually they're going to eat through metal. They're going to eat through all our defenses, and there'll be a world of power, and they're going to take over the whole planet. So I don't know what she's doing.
Just put them in Russia. So they can eat Russia.
Yeah, that would probably work. And then what other things? I liked how it was kind of like it was in the future, not the near future, and a lot of the technology, except for the Mars part, which might be possible by that point, is very possible. And I do see that, like, I see everything be realistic enough, like with their system and stuff. Like, what's that system thing called? Like, you know how they have Gary, like all the robots and everything. I think that's actually something that's gonna happen in the near future.
We're gonna have a bunch of R2D2s.
Oh, I would love R2D2. I'll just beat him up.
Yeah, you have to learn the R2D2 language.
No, we're not. We're saving that. We're saving that. We're saving that thing. You lined me up perfectly early for that joke. But I'm saving that joke.
So, what would you rate this movie then?
Mid.
I actually really liked it. I'll say mid though.
Yeah,
I'd say mid plus.
Mid is
mid 0.5. Mid.
What?
Mid.
Okay. I was gonna say okay. I thought you were gonna keep on doing that. Okay. Also, too, I think we need a different word for mid because I think mid sounds bad, but mid is not a bad thing.
Maybe we should bump mid down. So maybe like.
But mid is middle though. That's why.
Yeah, I
think we need a
know,
new
but it
phrase
just
for it.
but the context is like mid is not bad. Like it's not good.
I think we just need to find a replacement for this.
So like, we should bump mid down.
I don't want to. I want to replace it. I don't think mid is that bad. Like mid is like middle,
So
and it makes sense.
Do you have any suggestion?
At the moment, no. We can brainstorm this.
Okay.
Tell Steve.
I don't even know where he's at. He's gonna get fired.
Yeah. I rated mid, but I think it was okay. And then just pretty much wrapping up our whole genre of this rom-coms. What do you think about rom-coms? Where would you say, like, on your favorite genre of movies, where does it fit?
Not very highly. I prefer like romantic drama over rom-com, I think.
Same.
So, not very highly. Honestly, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch them or anything cuz most are pretty much the same like premise and the same idea. There's nothing like groundbreaking about rom-coms. It's but there are some good ones, but like I said, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch a rom-com.
Yeah. Ask me the same question. Ask me the same question.
What would you think?
No, I guess. Do you remember
Where is the rom-com on your list? Like, where would you rate rom-coms?
Trick question. It's not on my list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I would much rather watch a dramatic love story, and I love those. I'm a sucker for those, than this kind of rom-coms. It's also, I think, just because the comedies, even though I really like comedy, comedies aren't that high. Like, I won't go out of my way at all for any kind of comedy. I know they're funny and stuff, but it's not like... It's not what I want to see in theaters, I guess you could say.
Comedy nowadays is not as great as it used to be.
That can be argued.
No, I'm going to stick to that, and I think it's true because there's not much you can add on to that. Something like horror, though, it's always changing, in my opinion. Horror movies.
But you could say the same thing about freaking comedies. Comedy is not the comedy now is not the same kind of comedy that was funny like 5-10 years ago. Comedy always has a...
Well, we're talking about movies here.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about movies.
I disagree. I think maybe like TV shows and like cartoons can be different. Something like Modern Family is actually really funny.
It's all right.
Or like something like what have I watched recently? Harley Quinn is really funny.
Yeah.
That's like a TV show though, cartoon.
What about Birds of Prey?
I didn't watch that.
I thought it was pretty funny, but then also I watch it for mostly that. But then the comedy works, and then it's like it's different. Like everything has a evolved into different things. Because also you can say about horror movies in general, horror has to evolve, and then the same thing. Like even movies in general all have to evolve. What came out back then wouldn't work the same way it would work now. It's all with the times.
Yeah, I think one underrated horror movie or like in that kind of genre, thriller movies, what's it called? The Cloverfield. I think it's underrated.
No, I don't think so.
Just because it's from that perspective. Yeah, because there's a Cloverfield like universe. Multiple movies about it, and there's a whole thing, backstory behind it.
They don't fit with each other. They went to the multiverse with that movies.
They do fit. They're like all the movies are from like a different timeline.
Yeah, if you want to go that
not timeline, like part time in the line.
No, they don't fit each other's timeline.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
How don't they?
They don't. Like even the size of the monsters don't even make sense with each other. Like with the last one, the last monster was like huge. And then with Cloverfield, it was like the size of like the Empire, no, the size of Statue of Liberty.
And that was a baby.
But then it doesn't even fit with the other ones. They don't fit. Like it's proven that they don't fit.
They said, yeah.
They don't fit.
Who's your source?
Everyone. You can literally Google that.
No, they even said in the first movie that it's a baby. That one's a baby.
And then it's also too, it's like they deal with this multiverse with that movie.
Yeah, I like it.
No, I'm wrong. I like the movie too, but I'm just saying they don't fit.
I disagree. They fit.
They don't fit.
They fit.
They don't fit.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. They fit.
They don't fit. It's not a puzzle.
How did this turn into talking about other movies?
I feel like we've been ranting at each other for a bit this episode. Man, I hate this, man. It's just like we're just fighting our real lives now at this point. As well, like you remember that stupid ass argument that we were having about football? How you said it wasn't a real sport.
I did not. You're
oh my!
You're changing what I'm saying. You're trying to get me canceled on
That's
the
what
live.
you said.
That's not what I said. I said it's a not. I
Ask
said it's a
Daniel.
coaching sport.
Ask Daniel.
I said it's a coaching sport. I said it's a coaching sport.
Oh, so you're saying all other sports don't have coaches? No, whatever. No,
I say it's focused on coaches. It's focused on tactics and coaches. You can't play. Why do you think playbooks are so important?
Whatever. We're not getting into this. We are not getting into
It's
this.
not
No.
the same.
We're not getting
It's
into this.
not.
No, whatever. Just
I'm right.
He doesn't like football. He thinks it's not a real sport. So just leave it at that.
I did not say that wasn't a real sport.
We're not getting into this.
It's a
We're not
sport.
getting-
I said it's mainly based on.
Well, okay. What's that
it
other
focuses
argument
on
that we're
coaches
having? You were saying. I remember right now, like 10 minutes, like 20 minutes before we got on the pod, you were talking about how Arrow is a stupid character, and I was like, okay, sure, because
Hawkeye's better.
Okay, the way that he said it, he was saying like he has a stupid gimmick, right? It's like fucking arrows, and I was like, okay, I'll give him that. I didn't even say anything to it because we were watching a movie, and then he goes, Hawkeye is better. I'm just like, how the fuck are you gonna go to Hawkeye to that and say that one's better whenever they're the same fucking thing?
Which one's in the Avengers?
What's the Avengers? Does that matter?
No, I'm just.
Yeah. Fucking whatever. What have you been into? What have you been up to?
Like watching?
Yes. No. I mean, what have you been doing this week?
I've this week I've kind of just been not really much anything besides I watched the few of those romantic comedies, and I've been watching this show that just came out recently called Tokyo Vice, which we will be talking about really soon because that show is amazing. Starring our boy Ansel Elgort as this young gaijin who comes from Missouri in the United States to live in Japan and become a crime writer.
Journalist.
A journalist about the crime.
Mm-hmm. And then that's one great thing. Right now there's 5 episodes out.
Yeah.
Probably at the season finale we'll do our episode, so it'll be like around 2 weeks time. Not this episode, but the next. Don't hold us to it because we're liars. And
we have to kind of section it off because we also have an episode coming up for The Offer as well.
Oh, yes, and our dearest apologies to Miles Teller. We know you're listening. We were talking about what movies he's coming up in. We only said Top Gun, and we both felt something was off, but literally a movie coming out this month. It is The Offer. It's supposed to take time. Or it's supposed to be around the time where The Godfather came out, and due to the movie being about the mob, there was a lot of pushback with the mob, the actual mob. And then with that movie, it's pretty much saying about what the development, how
what was going on behind all the everything.
Yeah, and also it's a miniseries actually. Yeah, it's actually a miniseries. And then pretty much with that it's going to premiere on April 28th. And like one of the fun things in the Godfather, I know you haven't watched them yet, but one of the things they don't say ever in the movie is the mob. They don't say mob at all because it's also one they had to agree on with a lot of things with the actual mob on what to do. And then he's starring in it, which is something that we should have remembered. We talked about this beforehand.
Yeah.
It's just, I think we're going through the movie list and it didn't pop up. And I was like, something's missing, but yeah. And it's also premiering on Paramount Plus. So another thing to add to the Infinity Stones streaming services we're gonna have, like that. Yeah. But we know he's gonna knock it out of the park. You know he's the great, incredible actor he is. And okay, I'm so sorry. And then going back to Tokyo Vice, that's a lot of fun.
He becomes that's actually based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
Jake something.
JK, just saying.
Jake Aldenfield. I don't know, it's like a German last name.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially he becomes the first American writer to write in Tokyo. And he wants to write about real stuff like what the Yakuza is doing over there and all the crimes that's going on. And apparently there's like a rule where like murder isn't a thing over there.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's more of a sense of it won't be declared as murder because murder's the crime. And then for their success rate to be successful, they can classify as accident, manslaughter, or like suicide, or like a lot of things. So that their success rating, because it's like once you have a murder, you have to have the suspect, the murderer.
And a witness.
Yeah. Or no, I mean, just like in the case of that's the only way that they classify murder as murder if they have the witness to see it happen. Other from that, they usually classify as something else so that their success rate is like good.
Yeah.
because it's like one murder on the street that was not found. In that sense.
Yeah, but overall, really good show. If you haven't watched it already, highly recommend it. The It's What We Do pause, a stamp of approval to watch.
Where's the stamp?
We don't have.
It's right here. It's right here. Don't like it too close. Stamp of approval. Eventually, I'm gonna break that one day.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's an expensive stamp.
It's just money. Okay. I also been we watched it together the last couple of episodes. They're releasing like 2 episodes per week, whatever. Next week I assume two episodes, and then last week's gonna be the last episode. So we're gonna go from there. And another show I've been watching, it is the Young Justice. Right now they're doing a different story arc. It's dealing with the New Gods of the New Gods in DC universe. They just wrapped up the Aquaman or Atlantis thing. And then also, too, we just realized, we all thought Superboy was dead. We thought he was down and dirty and whatever. But it actually turns out, my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Superboy Connor Kent, is in the Phantom Zone. And he's chilling with the General Zod over there. So, we're going to see the boy come back eventually this season.
So it's his actual son, or is it Project... the project.
It's Project Baby.
Oh.
By Kodak Black. No, yeah, they do the storyline of Superboy is the clone of Superman and Lex Luthor, but then Superman doesn't look at him as a son; he calls him brother.
But he just gave him the same name, right?
It's actually funny in the show. He came up with the name Connor, or I think they were gonna name the dog Connor actually. And then the Kent name didn't come from Clark Kent. He didn't know Superman's real name at that point. They kind of picked the name. It was actually Martian Girl actually who named him, I believe. And then because someone passed away that used to be the old Dr. Fate, and his name was Kent. I think his first name was Kent. So then they were like, oh, just use his name. And then so that's how they Connor Kent. And then whenever Superman came, he was like, oh, that's actually fit with my name. My last name is Ken. And then at the time they were beefing with each other, Superman and Superboy, he was like, I didn't name him. I didn't even know. That's not why I did it. But yeah. But they're close and everything now. Or whenever he passed and everything.
Doesn't he become stronger than Superman? I know Supergirl is stronger than Superman.
It depends on which universe or which interpretation you're talking about. This one's not.
Because Supergirl is his older cousin.
Yeah, it's all with our interpretation and which one you're talking about. This one, he is not. He doesn't have all the powers because he's have Lex. Well, that's how they explain it in this series. It's not the same thing with every other series.
Yeah, he has his brains, right? His intellect.
No, not necessarily. No.
No.
No. That's more like Titans. That's what they do with Titans.
Okay. Yeah.
Where he's like more like a robot.
Yeah.
But then with this one, not necessarily. But because he's limited by his human DNA with a lot. Like he can't fly, which is a big thing for Superboy.
Yeah, he just jumps, right?
Yeah, leap tall, jumps at a single bounce. The classic saying. And then other from that, also the Fantastic Beasts movie just came out last week. Do you have any plans of watching them?
I can't say that I do, but I think I will watch it. I think I'll catch up on the other ones and just give it another watch because I did like the original Harry Potter series. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it. I think my favorite one was the one where they're competing with all the schools.
With the where the homeboy dies, Rob at?
Yeah, and they have the shark guy.
Shark?
Yeah, there's like a competition where they take like certain pills to kind of give them powers. And I think Harry gets like some like weird fish powers and this other guy gets like the shark powers or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
And then is that it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I think it's just wrapping things up now. Thank you very much for joining us for another episode of It's What We Do podcast hosted by me, Hen, and my co-host John. And follow us on all social media. It's What We Do pod at everything, our Gmail. And also, too, you can catch us on YouTube.
Follow us on Twitter. Please follow us on Twitter. We have more followers on Instagram than on Twitter.
I mean, but that's not saying much. We only have like maybe like 10 followers. So whatever. We'll get there someday. One day.
Thank you very much for listening, everybody.
Thank you. Big kisses.